Kody Brown's life has always appeared a tightly managed empire. But today, that tenuous veneer cracks. In a courtroom abuzz with whispers, tension, and click of cameras, the unthinkable occurs. His fifth and sixth wives go head to head, and secrets long hidden start to flow. Everyone is watching, every beat matters, and what happens next will stun even the most loyal watchers. Stick with me, as by the end of this tale you won't believe what goes down behind closed doors. The sun bursts above the vast Utah desert, bathing Kody Brown's mansion in amber light. But within, tension is high, a silent storm churning behind the immaculate walls. Kody sits at the head of the breakfast table, sipping his coffee, his face inscrutable. Robyn, his fifth wife, fidgets with her scarf, glancing nervously at the courtroom documents that lay strewn about the counter. Christine, the sixth wife, reclines on the couch, thumbing through her phone with a barely suppressed tension that's ready to boil over. The house is eerily quiet, almost claustrophobic, a contrast to the mayhem that's about to burst loose. "Do you actually believe this is what we need?" Robyn says, her tone gentle but laced with tension. Kody's eyes narrow. "We can't just let this go any further. The truth must be revealed." Christine snorts, a harsh noise that slices through the air. "Truth, or your interpretation of it?" Robyn winces, her hands clenching around her coffee cup. For months, the tension has been building, gentle words, side eye, veiled jabs. But today in the courtroom, there is no avoiding it. What comes next will upend everything we thought we knew about this family, and you won't have a clue. The ride to the courthouse is in silence. The SUV moves over roads, the desert landscape stretching outside, gold and peaceful, a contrast to the tempest raging inside. Kody rides up front, hands folded tightly in his lap. Robyn gazes out the window, marking miles, getting ready in her mind for the fight. Christine has her phone handy, scrolling through messages from days before, practicing in her mind what she will say. Within the courthouse, the air is charged. Reporters lurk by the door, camera in hand, lenses like stealthy witnesses. Lawyers stalk the corridor, thumbing through case files, shoes tapping against the marble floor. Onlookers huddle together, whispers like static charge in the air. Each movement by Kody, Robyn, and Christine is calculated, weighed, the air thick with tension. The courtroom doors creak open. Kody enters first, his spine stiff, the burden of suspicion weighing heavily on his shoulders. Robyn enters next, her heels clicking loudly on the shiny floor, her jaw set in determination. Christine enters last, her eyes blazing, almost feral. The room holds its collective breath, as all eyes are trained on the three of them. Judge Harrison, a strict but even-handed man, sits at the bench. His gavel lies in ready position, poised to bring order to a room that seems to be about to erupt. Lawyers fidget over papers, knowing that this is more than just another family feud. It's a tempest ready to unleash itself. "Please take your seat," Judge Harrison directs, his voice firm but with a weight which quiets even the slightest murmurs. The opening arguments start. Kody's attorney stands first, walking slowly before the jury. "Your Honor, today the court will be hearing truths that were concealed for too long. The family relationships are complex, and there is a high emotional pitch, but we are here to reveal the truth behind the accusation." Christine's attorney is next, crisp and forceful. The court will also hear from the silenced voices. It's not merely money or property. It's honesty, accountability, and bringing manipulations to light which have impacted lives for years. Robyn remains silent, fingers clasped together on her lap, yet in her mind she is going a mile a minute. Each sentence, each look, each sneer from Christine seems to be a potential spark waiting to kindle a fire she has worked so diligently to keep buried. The courtroom is tinder, and the two women aren't about to back down. As the testimony starts, the initial bombshell falls. A letter newly discovered shows inconsistencies in family finances, funds that were allegedly used for household needs but inexplicably disappeared. Gasps echo through the room. Kody's face becomes rigid, his fingers drumming impatiently on the table. Robyn's eyes go wide. Christine smiles ever so subtly, a spark of pleasure in her eyes. And just when you thought it couldn't get more intense, the courtroom takes a jaw-dropping turn that no one anticipated. Robyn's time to testify arrives first. Her voice is firm, yet there is a clearly discernible edge of vulnerability. For months, I've witnessed decisions being made in secret, without my knowledge, money being transferred, plans being carried out behind my back. I have the right to know the truth. Christine leans forward, her voice frosty. And what about me? How long have you been keeping secrets from me, Robyn? I've had to dig things up for myself, only to discover that the web of deceit goes deeper than we thought. The tension is stifling. Kody attempts to cut in, to placate the storm, but his words are submerged by the mounting tide of accusations and disclosure. The jury bends forward, leaning on every word. Cameras click, the walls of the courtroom seem to shut in, and then the day's biggest bombshell drops. A witness long thought to be impartial comes forward with incriminating evidence, text messages, emails and recordings that reveal not just the split between Robyn and Christine, but also choices Kody has made in secret. Choices that would forever change the family's dynamics. The room explodes. Gasps turn into whispers. Robyn's hands tremble as she clutches the table's edge. Christine's eyes blaze with rage, a whirlwind of vindication and anger. Kody remains seated between the two women, his empire of dominance slowly being dismantled around him. What's next will have you on the edge of your seat. Alliances will be made, secrets will be revealed, and nothing will ever be the same. The first day of testimony concludes in a tense cliffhanger, a secret envelope delivered to the judge. No one has a clue what it contains. Whispers flood the courtroom. Kody's jaw clenches. Robyn clamps her lip between her teeth, her heart racing. Christine's eyes glint, a smirk dancing at the edges of her mouth. Everyone senses that the next minute might turn everything around. As the gavel comes down, marking the end of the morning session, the camera cuts across the courtroom. Faces etched in shock, betrayed and expectation, all of them burdened with what lies ahead. Outside, reporters hum with rumors. In, the family is bracing for the next phase, sure that the fight has just begun. The courtroom becomes quieter than ever as the afternoon session comes on. The sunbeams pouring in through the high windows strike Christine's face at an acute angle, lighting up every suggestion of tension scored in her face. Her jaw clenches, eyes locked on Kody, and she shifts in her chair, each movement controlled. Robyn, opposite her, keeps her hands clasped, but her fingers drum out a nervous beat on her knee. The air between them is electric, a tingle that resonates through the room, practically audible to anyone who is really listening. Kody leans in a little, attempting to keep his cool, but even he can't suppress the tension in his eyes. The first witness of the day is brought in, a past household manager who had been working with the family for many years. The manager's testimony is measured at first, tranquil, almost detached, but as the receipts and documents are brought forward, the tranquility starts to break down. You'll see here, the manager says, holding up a folder of meticulously kept records, that certain expenditures were labeled as family essentials, yet the money was transferred elsewhere, often without Robyn or Christine's knowledge. Robyn's eyes are wide, and she clutches her chair, knuckles white. Christine leans forward, her lips pursed, a spark of victory flashing across her face. The courtroom gasps in horror. All those months this had been hushed, talked about, but now it was out on the table, irrefutable. And just when it appears the truth couldn't possibly get any worse, what's discovered next will astonish even most devoted viewers. The attorneys offer the proof with care, each phrase selected to highlight the betrayal and deception. Christine's lawyer is merciless. This is not mismanagement. This is deceit. And it's been going on for years. Robyn's lawyer responds, gentle but no less effective. My client trusted the household, trusted the family. These moves were not only breaches of trust, they were personal assaults on her integrity. The tension in the courtroom grows with each word. Even the judge's face tenses, his fingers tapping out a rhythm on the bench. He has had to preside over hundreds of cases, but the emotional fervor in this room is something he has never seen. Outside, the crowd holds its breath. Reporters murmur into microphones, cameras are rolling, and Twitter begins to buzz with breaking news. Inside, it's all about the family, at the center of the tempest. Kody attempts to speak, trying to intervene, but his words are overwhelmed by the flood of confession. Robyn gets up suddenly, her voice trembling, yet with an unmistakable power. I've kept silent for too long. I've let things go because I wanted peace, but the truth needs to be spoken. Christine stands up too, jabbing a finger aggressively. Peace? You're referring to this peace? This is manipulation, deception, and deceit. I've found more than I could have ever imagined, and I will not be silenced. The room erupts into whispers once more. The tension is so thick, so near to unbearable. Kody sits immobilized between the two women he believed he controlled, aware with every tick of the clock how little power he has over the tempest now raging around him. The courtroom is on the edge of collapse, and what happens next will test loyalties like never before. The witness goes on, revealing a string of emails, texts, and even video clips of private conversations between Kody and Christine. Conversations supposed to be kept under wraps, but now exposed as incriminating proof of secret agendas. With every new revelation, the rift between the fifth and sixth wives deepens. Their fragile but seemingly solid coalition starts to disintegrate before our very eyes. Robyn's voice trembles as she reads out a very incriminating message. It states, "Ensure that she does not learn of the money prior to the family meeting. All these years, keeping things from me, keeping things from Christine, from everyone." She collapses back into her chair, the physical strain of betrayal evident in every slump of her body. Christine's eyes harden, with anger and shock mixed. "You think that's the worst of it? You weren't the only one who was kept in the dark. Kody's choices have impacted all of us, and I've been quietly cleaning up the fallout. Until now." The conflict between the two women bursts into angry argument. Words are cutting, accusations are hurled like knife. The court shrinks in the face of their confrontation. Every observer, every juror, and every TV camera catches the raw, unalloyed emotion. And just when it appears that matters cannot possibly get any more explosive, a bombshell from an unforeseen quarter turns everything on its head. And then, out of nowhere, comes a surprise witness, a close family friend, who has been watching the dynamics of the household for years. Their testimony brings to light the unspoken tension, the backroom argument, and the moments of furtive collusion between Kody and some of the family members. The friend testifies to things that leave the courtroom aghast, things that introduce layers of betrayal and complexity no one could have imagined. Kody sits in silence, jaw clenched, fists clenched, a man swept up in the vortex of the consequences he can no longer contain. Robyn and Christine exchange a look, shock, vindication, and unspoken questions all mixed together. The tension between them is palpable, electric with anticipation for the next surprise. Hold your breath, because the next secret revealed will shake the very foundation of this family. As the day wears on, more evidence comes in. Financial records, emails, text messages, even video recording, all documenting decisions made behind closed doors, all demonstrating the subtle but powerful ways in which trust was eroded over time. The courtroom mood becomes heavier with each new piece of evidence. Robyn's anger and pain are evident as she stands again. "I trusted him. I trusted Kody to be truthful, to defend us all. And this betrayal, it's more than I can handle." Christine's voice grows louder in response, biting and stinging, "And I've had to suffer through it silently, faking that it was all okay while the reality got distorted behind my back. No more. I'm done holding back." Every word, every look, every secret is driving this family toward a breaking point, and you won't want to miss what's next. Kody finally finds his voice, low but tense, attempting to intervene. "Enough. We can talk this out. We can work this out without destroying each other." Even he is aware, however, that his words mean little now. The harm is done, the allegiances are broken. The truth kept secret once has a force that cannot be halted. As the afternoon session comes to a close, a last-minute bomb is dropped. A secret document is presented to the judge, one that would alter custody arrangements, financial management, and the public image of the family forever. There are hushed tones in the courtroom once more. Robyn bites hard on her lip. Christine's eyes flash with resolve, and Kody lets out a slow breath, preparing for the reaction. The next several moments could change everything. Allegiances will change, secrets will be revealed, and no one will leave the courtroom the same. As the gavel comes down, marking the end of the session, the flash of cameras illuminates the room, and speculation fills the air. At the courthouse steps outside, journalists cluster in crowds, microphones raised high, waiting for some word. Inside, the family departs in ominous silence, each dazed in reverie, each steeling themselves for the battle that has just begun. The initial glows of evening light seep through courthouse windows, stretching shadows on walls. The fight is very much not finished. What has come out today is merely the tip of the iceberg. Friendships will be pushed to the limit, emotions will boil, and secrets kept for years are just starting to emerge. And as Robyn and Christine descend the courthouse steps, their gazes clash once again. A silent challenge, a mutual recognition that the next go-round will be more explosive, and the next session holds revelations so stunning, even the most loyal viewers won't believe what they're seeing. The day after that, the courthouse is abuzz. Before anyone even sets foot inside, the hallway is filled with whispers, reporters shuffling to get into position, and cameras flashing ceaselessly. For Robyn, Kody, and Christine, each step is heavier than the previous one. Their footsteps echo along the marble floors as they make their way to the courtroom, each of them carrying the burden of hope, bitterness, and doubt. Kody's normal calm facade is strained. His fingers twitch at his sides as he strides, drumming on the waistband of his suit. Robyn strides purposefully, jaws clamped together, eyes scanning the room, intent on not being ruled by the past. Christine, always poised but incisive, looks about the room with a raised eyebrow, already thinking through her words, knowing exactly how to land her point. The courtroom fills quickly. Observers, journalists, and family members find their seats as Judge Harrison enters, his expression unreadable, but commanding immediate attention. Cameras flash, lighting up the faces of the three central figures, their tension palpable even through the lens. Brace yourself. The next moments in this courtroom will push these women to their limits, and the fallout will shock you. The hearing opens with introductory statements by the lawyers. Christine's lawyer leans forward, speaking in a clear, forceful voice, every sentence slicing through the air like a knife. What we will uncover today is not about money or domestic arrangements. It is about betrayal, trust, and the extent to which some will go to control those who are closest to them. The facts speak for themselves, and the truth will no longer be concealed. Robyn's lawyer stands up next, cool but unshakable. Robyn has long lived in the shadow of lies. She trusted her family, and her trust was repeatedly broken. What we are about to present to the court is a pattern of manipulation and betrayal that cannot be overlooked. Kody sits between them, his expression tight, his fingers drum against the armrest of his chair, each twitch confessing his inner struggle. He's between two forces he used to think he controlled, but control slips away with each disclosure. The morning's first witness is a past family assistant, a woman who has been working with the family for years. The assistant is shy at first, voice low, but comes on stronger as files are shown her. Receipts, emails, and calendars show Kody had been making decisions without ever discussing them with Robyn or Christine, moving money stealthily and setting up clandestine meetings. Robyn's eyes broaden as she leans forward, scanning the evidence, her breath that caught in her throat. Christine's lips tighten, and a wry smirk crosses her face as the assistant recounts incidents that clearly indicate favoritism and secrecy. The walls of deception are crumbling, and what is revealed next will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. The tension heightens as cross-examination is permitted by the judge. Christine's attorney presents first, unruffled but incisive. These papers reveal a pattern of exclusion. Can you tell us why Robyn was excluded from these critical family decisions? The assistant swallows, pauses, and finally responds, I don't know. It was deliberate. Kody, he wanted to keep things secret. A hush falls over the room. Robyn's hands shake slightly as she grips the table, her eyes welling with tears. Christine leans back in her chair, satisfaction mingling with fury. She's finally, and just when you think the storm has reached its peak, a hidden secret surfaces that changes everything. Abruptly, a sealed envelope is discreetly handed to the judge. The court leans in as a murmur grows. The contents of the envelope are a series of audio tapes, private conversations between Kody and certain family members, some of which show manipulations and clandestine tactics to set wives against each other. The tapes start playing. The room falls silent, each ear bent on listening. Kody's voice is soothing but forceful, talking to an advisor about shaping perceptions and manipulating choices in secret. Robyn's eyes brim with tears, rage building like a tsunami. Christine's eyes flash with anger, fury, and righteousness combining into a powerful cocktail. Listen up, because what is going to be revealed next will shake this family to its core forever. Christine is the first to speak, standing, voice firm and unshaken. How long were we meant to remain in the dark? How long were we meant to blindly trust as these plans were being implemented behind our backs? Her hands shake slightly, but her voice is fierce, belligerent. I've learned enough to know that this was not oversight. This was manipulation, calculated and deliberate. Robyn stands up too, her voice shaking but unapologetic. I've existed in this silence long enough. I trusted the family, I trusted Kody, and every choice was made without me, in secret from me. I deserve the truth, and I will not let this pass without someone's attention. The courtroom is charged. Whispers and gasps spread through the audience. Cameras burst, catching raw emotion, intensity, breaking points for these women, who until quite recently lived a tenuous peace. Kody sits back, rubbing his face, the burden of scrutiny at last bearing down on him. Hold your breath, because the next revelation will leave even the most loyal fans stunned. The next witness is called a family financial advisor, who has worked with the Browns for years. They bring forward spreadsheets, bank records, and a timeline revealing not only secret expenses but also inconsistencies indicating Kody might have favored one wife over another in financial matters. The courtroom is on edge, and whispers spread like fire. Robyn's lips part in disbelief. I can't, how could this happen? Christine's eyes flare with fury, her voice rising under her breath. I've been fighting for transparency, and this proves everything I've said. Kody attempts to speak, his tone low. We can deal with this peacefully. There's no necessity to. But he doesn't finish, the words disappearing in the tense air. Neither wife is interested in hearing him out. The courtroom has turned into a battleground. The showdown is just beginning, and nobody is going to leave the same way. And as the session progresses, tension between Robyn and Christine heightens. What started off as sharp words and veiled jabs becomes full-blown accusation. They interrupt each other, both unloading private complaints, emotional wounds, and deep-seated suspicion. Their voices sound raw, unfinished, bouncing off the walls of the court. Robyn's voice breaks when she tells a particularly painful anecdote. I trusted him to make room for me. I trusted him to respect my place in this family. And for years I was relegated to the sidelines, my voice silenced, my needs disregarded. Christine leans forward, pointing a finger sharply. And I've had to bear the brunt of secrecy quietly. I've uncovered things that were hidden from all of us. Lies, manipulation, all under the guise of keeping the family intact. The judge demands order, but tension is heavy in the air, and the emotional fever cannot be contained. Cameras cover every glint of rage, every tear, every movement, each telling a tale of a family on the brink of disaster. And just when the courtroom appears to be about to blow, in comes an unexpected witness, one who turns everything around. These witnesses are former members of the household staff, individuals whose positions have been overlooked up to this point. They expose intimate conversations, small yet telling moments where choices were made that widened divides, inflamed resentments, and created splits. The information is incendiary, drawing attention to hidden alliances, favoritism and betrayals that stun even the most veteran observers. Robyn grips the edge of the table, her breathing shallow, as the witness recounts moments where she was intentionally excluded from decisions and manipulation. Christine's eyes narrow, lips pressed tight, as the witness confirms suspicions she had quietly nursed for months. Kody shifts. You won't believe what's revealed next. The truth is more shocking than anyone expected. As the day goes on, the evidence piles up. Emails, texts, photos, and even brief video clips create a picture of manipulation, secrecy, and emotional distress. Each new discovery widens the gulf between Robyn and Christine, and Kody's efforts at mediation are unsuccessful. The courtroom is a platform for raw emotion, betrayal, and confrontation. Robyn finally rises to her feet, voice strong, eyes welling up with tears. I've kept silent for too long. The trust is broken. I call for accountability. Christine also stands at the same time, voice cutting, unshakable. And I have been silent long enough. The lies stop here and the truth will speak. The tension has built to a breaking point, and the next moment will have viewers speechless. With the gavels swing calling a recess, the courtroom crackles, reporters vie for quotes, spectators whisper urgently. Cameras flash perpetually outside. Inside, the family emerges in stony silence, every step weighed down, every look filled with unspoken feelings. The day's disclosures altered the equation forever. The late afternoon sunlight sends long shadows streaming through the windows of the courtroom, as all of them disperse. Alliances are broken, trust is destroyed, secrets have been revealed, and as Robyn and Christine share one last glance before they part, an unspoken message: the fight is far from over, and the next hearing will be even fiercer. Get ready, because in the next session, secrets will be revealed so unbelievable, it will make you rethink everything you believed you knew about this family. The morning sun streams through the tall windows of the courthouse, casting long shadows across the shining floors. The air is thick, almost choking with tension. Every move toward the courtroom seems heavier than the last for Kody, Robyn, and Christine. Kody's usually even face is tense, his tightly clasped hands in front of him. Robyn strides purposefully, jaw clenched, eyes raking the space as if preparing for the tempest to hit. Christine, as always cutting and calculating, has an icy exterior, but there's an inferno burning in her eyes that promises the emotional barrage to come. The courtroom itself appears to be holding its breath. Cameras flash, microphones loom, and the public leans forward with anticipation. Today is not another session. Today is the day where secrets buried deep will come to light, and each concealed secret is at risk of being revealed. Brace yourself. What is to be seen will shock even the most devoted viewers of this family saga. The session starts with a dramatic arrival of the first witness, an old family friend who has been watching over Kody's home for years. Their account is meticulous, narrating instances of clandestine discussions, secret get-togethers, and financial manipulation. Each sentence takes the tension to new heights, revealing not just Kody's clandestine activities, but also the fine tensions between Robyn and Christine that have been brewing for years. Robyn's eyes widen as she hears, anger and disbelief coursing through her face. Christine leans forward, her lips compressed into a thin line, a flash of satisfaction and vindication in her eyes. Kody fidgets in his seat, the burden of being watched finally weighing him down. The witness shows how some choices, seemingly taken for the good of the family, were really carried out to promote one wife at the expense of the other, further dividing them. The courtroom is charged. The audience whispers, cameras catch every look. Robyn's shock, Christine's smirk, Kody's unease. And just when you think the storm can't get any darker, the next revelation hits like a lightning strike. Christine stands up first, her voice firm and assertive. For years I have suffered manipulation and secrecy, smiling and being fine while the truth was hidden. Today I will no longer remain silent. Her hands shake slightly, but her voice does not waver. Robyn stands next, her voice shaking but firm. I trusted him. I trusted this family, and every decision was kept from me. I deserve answers, and accountability. Kody opens his mouth to answer, but the tension is too powerful. His words choke on the ferocity of the confrontation. The courtroom seems to throb with anticipation, all eyes glued to the three at the eye of the hurricane. The next few minutes will destroy long-held myths, and no one in the room will ever be the same. The second witness is a former family housemaid, a person very close to the daily life of the family. His or her evidence is specific and incriminating. They expose episodes where Kody knowingly withheld information, misplaced finances, and arranged clandestine meetings that caused confusion and disaffection among Robyn and Christine. The evidence is irrefutable. Emails, SMS messages, and even brief videos record the manipulations with crystal clear precision. Robyn's hands tremble as she leans in reading from the evidence. Christine's eyes, in contrast, seem to narrow, and for a moment, fury and vindication dance over her face. Kody freezes, understanding that the tightly guarded illusion of control is disintegrating before his very eyes. Hold your breath, because what comes next will redefine the dynamics of this family forever. The courtroom comes alive as cross-examination starts. Christine's lawyer is merciless, bringing out all the inconsistency, all the motives concealed. These reports demonstrate blatant manipulation. Can you tell me why Robyn was deliberately kept out of important decisions? The assistant pauses, swallowing hard. It was deliberate. Kody, he wanted to decide everything without anyone meddling. A silence descends upon the room. Robyn's jaw clenches, her hands gripping the table. Christine relaxes back, a small smile crossing her face, satisfaction competing with still simmering anger. Kody breathes slowly out, comprehending the scope of the revelation. And just when you think you've seen it all, a secret recording emerges that turns everything upside down. The tape plays, Kody's authoritative but calm voice, ordering specific family members to control images, subtly set the wives against one another, and control money matters. The room is still, save for the sound of the tape playing. Robyn's eyes are brimming with tears, her body rigid. Christine's face is a combination of anger and vindication. Kody reclines, the fissures in his dominance clear to everyone. The emotional heat rises. Robyn finally stands, her voice firm in spite of the shake. I've had enough. This family has been playing games for too long. The truth needs to be told. Christine stands up too, echoing Robyn's determination. And I won't let lies anymore dictate the way we live. We need honesty, all of us. The tension is about to reach its peak, and what's revealed next will shock everyone in the room. As the attorneys introduce more proof, bank statements, text messages, and recorded conversation, the cracks in the family intensify. Robyn and Christine, formerly capable of warring only in secret, now come face to face with insults. Insults are hurled that cut to the bone, tempers boil, and the courtroom is a pressure cooker about to burst. The judge barks out order again and again, but raw emotion bursts over that sort of formality. Cameras record every sob, every flash of rage, every nuanced movement. The courtroom is electric with drama, a captive audience of human feeling. What happens next will leave you questioning loyalty, trust, and the very foundation of this family. The session goes on with a financial consultant testifying, revealing more inconsistencies that point to manipulation and favoritism. Robyn's incredulity is clear, as she listens to how Kody might have distributed money to some family members or endeavors without disclosure. Christine's outrage bubbles up as the facts validate her accusation. Kody, caught between the two women and burdened by the facts, tries to keep his calm. The animosity between Robyn and Christine boils over. They talk at each other, voices raw and urgent, laying bare grievances, old wounds, and festering accusation. The courtroom is a platform for raw emotion, betrayal, and confrontation. And just when the confrontation is too much to bear, a surprise witness appears, and everything is turned on its head. This new witness is an ex-close family friend who has lived with Kody's household dynamics for years. What they witnessed comes out in testimony of secret stealth manipulations and emotional control measures employed to polarize and influence the family. The witness gives a chilling description of trust betrayed, allegiances destroyed, and secrets made behind closed doors to keep everyone under control. Robyn's eyes brim over with tears as she listens, anger and hurt blending. Christine's eyes compress, lips set tightly, a blend of satisfaction and indignation flashing across her face. Kody's hands wave nervously in his lap, power he once held at his fingertips slipping away. The revelations keep coming, and what is uncovered next will change everything you thought you knew. As the day drags on, the evidence piles up. Emails, recordings, and spreadsheets expose patterns of favoritism, manipulation, and deceit. The courtroom is a pressure cooker of emotion, tension, and expectation. Robyn rises again at last, voice strong, eyes shining. I've held my tongue for too long. The trust is broken. I need answers and accountability. Christine rises simultaneously, her voice unwavering. I've endured enough. Lies, deception, and manipulation end today. The truth will be revealed, and it will be heard by all. The judge orders recess, but the passion doesn't fade. Cameras click, reporters rush, and onlookers mutter in shock. Outside court, tension is in the air, with speculation flying high. In court, the family emerges in icy silence, each lost in their own world, bracing for the next battle that is sure to be more heated. Tomorrow's session will have surprises so dramatic, even the most die-hard fans won't be able to believe what transpires. When the sun sets, long shadows fall across the courthouse steps. The fight is far from over. Robyn and Christine share a final look, strained, troubled, and full of unspoken challenges. Kody follows behind them, thoughtful and strained, aware that the storm he believed he was containing is now in full force. The fourth chapter ends with a cliffhanger, an envelope sealed delivered to the judge with papers that have the ability to change financial domination, custody terms, and public image of the family for life. The courthouse is abuzz with anticipation, the next hearing promising explosive secrets that will touch everyone in some way. Prepare yourselves. The next installment will reveal secrets so scandalous. It will rewrite everything you believed you knew about this family. The courthouse seems to weigh more heavily than ever as Session 5 commences. The atmosphere is charged, heavy with tension, and each step Kody, Robyn, and Christine make toward the courtroom seems to be taking them through a storm. Camera flashes from reporters and onlookers fight for space. Cameras flashing continuously, capturing raw emotion that has been brewing over weeks of testimony and courtroom wars. Kody's usually serene expression is now clearly tense. His fingers drum nervously on the outside of his pants legs as he strides, fingers drumming against the bottom edge of his chair once he sits down. Robyn's step is forced, jaw clenched, eyes fixed straight forward in a blend of fear, resolve, and rage. Christine strides with careful elegance, her expression serene, but her eyes keen, raking the room as if challenging anyone to do otherwise. The judge enters, his face stoic, but his eyes betraying the seriousness of the day. He orders the session to proceed, and the courtroom is silent, the tension of what is to come almost unbearable. Today is not an ordinary day in the courtroom. Today the ultimate truths will be revealed, and the fallout will spread through the family for a lifetime. Prepare yourselves. What is about to unfold will leave the most dedicated audience members speechless. The episode starts with the first witness, an ex-family advisor, who has watched carefully over the years as Kody, Robyn, and Christine navigated their relationships. Their evidence is meticulous, unshakable, and horrendously illuminating. They speak of backroom sessions, clandestine discussions, and financial choices that reveal Kody's manipulations and widening schism between the fifth and sixth wives. Robyn shifts forward, her hands shaking as she takes it in. Christine's eyes blaze with rage and vindication, and Kody leans back, his mask of control breaking under the stress of revelation. Each word from the witness ratchets the tension tighter, revealing betrayals, favoritism, and secret alliances. And just when you think the storm has reached its peak, the next revelation changes everything. Christine gets up first, her tone crisp and authoritative. For years I have lived with secrets and manipulation, acting like everything was okay while lies were being spread behind my back. I will no longer remain quiet. Robyn gets up too, her voice trembling but firm. I trusted this family, and all decisions were made in secret. I deserve the truth, and I want answers. Kody's mouth opens to protest, but the ferocity of the exchange takes over. The courtroom itself appears to vibrate with expectation, all eyes fixed on the family in the eye of the hurricane. The attorneys start to present the most damning evidence so far: financial statements, emails, text messages, and video clips, all of which leave no doubt of Kody's favoritism and manipulations. The courtroom is charged, the audience leaning forward in amazement. Cameras flash continuously, capturing every unadorned emotion. Robyn's shock, Christine's anger, Kody's nervousness. Hold your breath, the next secret outed will shake the very foundation of this family forever. As the evidence unfolds, the tension between Christine and Robyn comes to a boiling point. Accusations are hurled back and forth, words snap like whips, and emotions erupt. Robyn tells of moments of exclusion, betrayal, and anger, while Christine shares the manipulations and lies she silently endured for years. The courtroom is a pressure cooker of raw emotion, each revelation igniting fuel to the fire. Kody's efforts to intervene fail. His strained, low voice is powerless to soothe the tempest he contributed to. Robyn and Christine are in charge of the space, their showdown heartbreaking and riveting. Each sob, each biting remark, each nuanced movement is seen by cameras and swallowed by the public. The emotional intensity is unbearable, and what happens next will leave viewers on the edge of their seats. A surprise witness is introduced into the courtroom, a former staff member within the family who has kept quiet until this time. Their evidence is incendiary, describing instances of dishonesty, bias, and emotional manipulation. They disclose secrets that stun the courtroom, secret conversations, agendas behind closed doors, and instances where Kody's behavior led to tension between Robyn and Christine directly. Robyn clutches the table edge, panting, tears welling up in her eyes. Christine's mouth tightens into a line, a combination of satisfaction and anger transverse her face. Kody's fingers drum erratically, the cracks in his control now painfully evident. The courtroom crackles with electricity, each spectator and juror held in the grip of tension. You won't believe what's revealed next. The truth is far darker than anyone expected. The attorneys introduced the last pieces of evidence: secret emails, SMSs, and financial records that leave no doubt. Kody's manipulations, the favoritism, the clandestine meetings, all laid out. Robyn and Christine stand opposite each other, their competition fueled, but now rooted in irrefutable facts. Robyn stands, her tone adamant, eyes shining. I've kept quiet for far too long. The trust has been shattered. I call for answers and responsibility. Christine also stands, her tone unshakable. And I've had enough. Deceit, lies, and manipulation are over. The truth will be out, and it will be heard by everyone. The drama has finally come to a head, and the next bombshell will leave viewers reeling. The courtroom is filled with murmurs as a last envelope is presented to the judge. All lean in, ready. What's inside this envelope could alter custody agreements, financial management, and how the public views the family forever. Robyn pouts at her lip, Christine's eyes blaze with resolve, and Kody takes deep breaths, preparing for the blowback. The judge orders a short recess, and all of them gather their thoughts. Flashing cameras greet the family as they leave the courtroom, each of them deep in their own thoughts. Reporters outside go wild with speculation. The family inside walks in strained silence, aware the war is far from won. Get ready, because the next session will reveal truths so shocking, it will change everything you thought you knew about this family. The accident sun sends out long shadows over the steps of the courthouse. The emotional tempest of the day leaves. Everyone shaken, alliances are broken, trust is broken, secrets were revealed. Robyn and Christine share one final glance, silent, full of emotion, and unspoken testing. Kody follows behind them, thoughtful and taut, aware that the tempest he believed he could harness now fully breaks. The fifth session ends in a cliffhanger. The envelope is still sealed, containing information that will change the family dynamic forever. The tension is palpable, making viewers desperate for the next session and the final showdown. Stay tuned, because the revelations in the next session will blow the lid off everything you thought you knew. The courthouse is abuzz with an intensity not seen in any of the preceding sessions. Cameras flash, microphones hover, and all the spectators lean forward in anticipation. The corridor that leads into the courtroom appears to be endless, with the muted hum of journalists trying to guess what is to transpire. Within, Kody, Robyn, and Christine sit down, each burdened with secrets revealed in previous hearings and the heavy burden of knowledge that today, the secrets will come out into the daylight. Kody's fingers visibly are tense, hands twisting in a nervous interweaving, as he struggles to keep his emotions in check. His gaze flicks every now and again to Robyn and Christine, seeking glimpses of comprehension or pardon, but discovers none. Robyn remains erect, her jaw clenched, fists bunched in her hands on the table as if preparing herself for collision. Christine stands serene yet piercingly sharp, eyes tracing every action, her gaze flashing between Kody and the judge with an implicit calculating ferocity. The judge bangs the gavel, and the room becomes heavy with tension. The atmosphere crackles with electricity, each individual in the room aware that the next few moments will be determinative. Today, years of manipulation, deception, and betrayal will be met face to face. Hold on tight. What happens in the next hour will shock you to your core. The session opens with the first witness, a financial auditor who spent months going over the records of the family. Their evidence is detailed, methodically laying out discrepancies, secret transfers, and expenses that were specifically kept from Robyn and Christine. The records are laid out on the table for everyone to see, each page unfolding secrets and manipulation. Robyn's eyes widen as she reads over the papers, a combination of shock and rising anger clear in her face. Christine's face sets in a tight-lipped, forward-leaning position, her eyes hardening as she reads confirmation that confirms suspicions long held. Kody backs away, trying to keep his mask of calm in place, but his fingers drum restlessly against the armrest. The cool control he believed he commanded is slipping away from him. And just when you think the storm can't possibly get any worse, a secret that has been kept in the dark emerges that turns everything on its head. The lawyers make their questioning, each phrase slicing through the charged atmosphere. Christine's lawyer is merciless, emphasizing Kody's willful withholding and favoritism. These records are crystal clear. Can you tell us why certain financial choices were made in secret from Robyn or Christine? The auditor breathes deeply, carefully selecting words. The documents indicate deliberate attempts to keep certain relatives away from important financial decisions. It was done in an effort to keep control and have influence. A silence descends upon the courtroom. Robyn's hands are slightly shaking, and she clutches the edge of the table. Christine's mouth compresses into a thin line, anger and satisfaction intertwining. Kody breathes slowly, the burden of exposure weighing heavily upon his shoulders. The tension is unbearable, and what's revealed next will shatter long-held beliefs. The second bombshell is delivered in the form of a collection of audio recordings. These recordings, illegally obtained and presented as evidence, document discussions between Kody and certain family members regarding manipulation techniques, covert schemes, and ways to manipulate Robyn and Christine. The room goes silent as the first recording is played. Kody's voice, firm but gentle, tells family members to withhold certain information from the wives, to subtly position them against each other, and to handle perceptions carefully. Robyn's eyes well up with tears, her body rigid in betrayal. Christine's face sets, anger and vindication crossing her features. Kody leans back, realization breaking in upon him. The truth he sought to keep hidden now cannot be denied. Listen closely, because what's about to be revealed next will leave viewers speechless. Christine stands up first, voice loud and unshakable. For so long, I suffered manipulation and lies while agreeing that everything was all right. I will no longer say nothing. The truth comes out today. Robyn stands up too, voice shaking but solid. I trusted this family, and my trust has been shattered. The deceptions stop here, and responsibility begins. Kody tries to interrupt, his tone low and tense. We can talk about this, work through this. But the emotional whirlwind around him is too intense. Robyn and Christine refuse to hear him out. The courtroom is a platform for raw emotion, betrayal, and aggression. The showdown has begun, and no one will leave this courtroom the same. Surprise witness appears, a former intimate family friend who has observed Kody's manipulation for years. They reveal secret conversation, sneaky behavior, and calculated favoritism, meant to drive the wives apart and cause tension. The witness recounts instances where Kody's choices directly hurt the emotion, making Robyn and Christine enemies. Robyn clutches the table's edge, her breathing erratic, tears about to spill. Christine's lips are pressed hard, a combination of anger and fulfillment on her face. Kody fidgets uncomfortably, aware that Christina has lost all control. The courtroom is tense, with every viewer waiting for every word. You won't believe the next revelation. It's more shocking than anyone could have imagined. The attorneys introduce the conclusive proofs, private emails, financial documents, and video testimonials that leave nothing to the imagination regarding Kody's manipulation. The courtroom is charged, audience members leaning forward, recording every raw feeling. Robyn crying, Christine seething, Kody fidgeting. Robyn stands once more, voice steady, eyes shining. I've held my tongue for far too long. The trust has been breached. I want answers and responsibility. Christine stands too, her voice unshakable. And I've had enough. Lying, deceit, and manipulation stop today. The truth will be told. The emotional stakes are at their highest, and the next few seconds will leave viewers in utter shock. Kody speaks at last, his voice low and tight. I didn't mean for things to get out of control like this. I thought I could handle everything, but now I see the damage that I've done. His confession lingers in the air, weighted with regret and tension. Robyn approaches, weeping openly. Intentions can't erase the harm, Kody. The manipulation, the lies, the favoritism, they're real, and they've hurt us badly. Christine stands with her, her voice biting, unyielding. We know the truth. And now, there's no going back. The truth is out, and the repercussions will transform this family forever. As the session continues, the court analyzes the results of Kody's action, financial management, custody, and public opinion. With each new discovery, the divide widens as Kody, Robyn, and Christine are confronted with their marriages and the harm done by years of secrecy and manipulation. The courtroom tension is charged. Each word, each movement, each emotional response is amplified. Robyn and Christine stand shoulder to shoulder, both seeking the truth. but knowing the journey will be tough and tense. Kody sits between them, feeling the weight of lost control. And just when it seems the storm has passed, one final revelation threatens to upend everything. A previously secret sealed envelope is presented to the judge. Within its pages lie documents that will redefine control of finances, be a factor in custody decisions, and change the public's image of the family. The courtroom shifts forward in its seats, waiting with bated breath. Robyn bites her lip. Christine's eyes flash with determination, and Kody slowly exhales, preparing for the consequences. The judge orders a short recess, permitting all to compose themselves. Cameras flash continuously as the family leaves the courtroom, each deeply engrossed in his or her emotion. The air is still charged with tension, as the anticipation of the ultimate showdown hangs in the air. Stay tuned, because the next session will resolve long-standing conflicts and reveal the ultimate truth. The sun falls behind the courthouse, painting the steps with long shadows. Alliances are broken, trust is destroyed, and secrets have been revealed. Robyn and Christine share a last, tense look, a silent understanding that the war is far from lost. Kody trails behind them, lost in thought and strain, knowing the outcome of his deeds is now irrevocable. The sixth section ends in a dramatic cliffhanger. The last documents are still unopened, with secrets that can forever alter family life, money management, and public image. The stage is primed for the final confrontation in Section 7, when emotions, facts, and repercussions come crashing down. Get ready, the final confrontation is here, and the secrets will leave everyone speechless. The courthouse is charged with tension. Today's hearing is unlike any other. Every seat taken, every camera focused on the three players at the eye of the hurricane: Kody, Robyn, and Christine. The atmosphere is charged, heavy with expectation. The air vibrates with murmurs from the crowd, the snapping of cameras, and the low rumble of hushed conjecture. Kody enters the room, his shoulders straightened, jaw clenched, and eyes flicking back and forth between Robyn and Christine. His shoulders bear a tension that was not present in previous sessions, a silent recognition that control has been lost for far too long. Robyn enters purposefully, her face set with determination and raw emotion, prepared to face the reality and hold someone accountable. Christine enters last, calm but acutely sharp, her eyes stinging, radiating confident silence that she won't be stilled today. The judge enters, and the session is underway. Silence falls. Everyone realizes that ultimate truths will at last be faced, and the penalty may reshape the family forever. Brace yourself. What happens next will change everything you thought you knew about this family. The first witness is an old family friend who has seen the inside of the home for many years. She takes the stand and begins instantly to deliver testimony that puts the courtroom on edge. She explains secret discussions, clandestine meetings, and fiscal manipulation, each piece of information casting Kody in the role of the mastermind behind a tightly managed tapestry of. Robyn's hands shake with anger and hurt as she listens, her face a mixture of the two emotions. Christine leans forward, her mouth set in a tight line, eyes narrowing as she hears every word that verifies suspicions she has held for many years. Kody shifts uncomfortably in his chair, trying to keep his exterior calm, but the tension is seen in the tightness of his jaw and the movement of his fingers on the table. And just when you think things cannot get any worse, a secret is unearthed that will shock everyone. The lawyers go to cross-examine, methodically taking apart Kody's account. Christine's lawyer pushes relentlessly, producing documented emails, text messages, and records of financial transactions, proving clear favoritism, exclusion, and secrecy. With each item of evidence, it is like a hammer blow, and Kody becomes flustered, trying to cope. Robyn's voice trembles as she addresses the court. I trusted him. I trusted this family. Every decision that was hidden from me, every secret, it's been like a dagger in my back. I deserve the truth and accountability. Christine rises as well, her voice sharp and unwavering. I've been patient for years, pretending everything was fine while manipulations ran rampant. Today, lies will be exposed, and the truth will finally be heard. The courtroom is charged. Cameras click, onlookers whisper, and all eyes are fixed on the family at the center of the maelstrom. The raw emotion is tangible. Anger, betrayal, frustration emanate from Robyn and Christine, while Kody's worry increases by the second. Hold your breath, the next disclosures will have you questioning everything you thought you knew. Then, a hitherto unheard recording is played. Kody's voice, steady but firm, teaches some family members how to manipulate the perceptions, quietly pit the wives against each other, and keep tight control of domestic and monetary decisions. The courtroom is quiet when the audio is played, each sentence amplifying the drama. Robyn holds the table edge, her trembling hands. Christine's anger burns bright, but also fulfillment, assurance of the manipulations she long suspected. Kody remains immobilized, recognizing that the deliberately constructed illusion of control has fully collapsed. The tension is at its highest point, and what comes next will amaze everyone gathered. Christine stands up to face Kody head-on. For years I was silenced. I endured manipulation while putting on an appearance that everything was okay. But the truth cannot be hidden anymore. Her voice is firm, but shaking with suppressed rage in her hands. Robyn stands up beside her, tears streaming down her face, but her voice strong. I've been quiet for too long. The lies stop here, and the truth must now finally be out. Kody attempts to answer, his strained and low voice. I never meant for things to get this out of hand. I believed that I could do it all. But he is overpowered by the ferocity of the confrontation. The two wives refuse to listen. The courtroom has been transformed into a stage for raw emotion and unresolved anger. The showdown has begun, and no one will leave this courtroom unchanged. An unexpected witness steps forward, a longtime close family friend who has watched Kody's actions for years. Their testimony is incendiary, showing surreptitious actions, backroom deals, and manipulations that have alienated Robyn and Christine against one another. The revelations are specific and damning. The picture of a family torn apart by control, secrecy, and deception. Robyn's eyes brim over with tears, her body shaking with feeling. Christine's lips compress into a line of anger and vindication in her eyes. Kody's fingers tap nervously against the table, loss of control finally fully realized. The courtroom is charged, each attendee on the edge of every word. You won't believe what's revealed next. The truth is far darker than anyone imagined. The attorneys introduce the final most incriminating evidence, emails, financial records, and text messages that leave no question. Kody's manipulation, favoritism, and intentional secrecy are laid bare. The courtroom is charged, onlookers leaning forward, camera bulbs flashing, freezing every raw emotion, every tear, every burst of anger. Robyn stands up again, her voice firm, her eyes brimming with tears. I've remained silent for far too long. The trust has been broken. I want answers and accountability. Christine also stands up at the same time, her voice unshakable. And I've had enough. Deception, manipulation, and lies stop today. The truth will be told. The emotional intensity is unbearable, and what comes next will shock everyone watching. Kody speaks at last, voice low and tense. You didn't know the harm I did. I thought I could control it all, but I see now the destruction I wrought. His confession hangs in the air, burdened with regret and tension. Robyn advances, sobbing uncontrolled. Intentions can't erase the harm. The favoritism, the secrecy, the manipulation, it's all true. And it has hurt us so much. Christine follows her, her voice biting and unflinching. We know the truth. There's no going back now. The truth is out in the open, and the repercussions will transform this family forever. As the session goes on, the court looks at the implications, money control, custody decisions, and public opinion of the family. With each new discovery, the chasm widens, as Kody, Robyn, and Christine are made to realize their relationship and the harm inflicted by decades of manipulation and secrecy. The courtroom tension is palpable. Each word, each movement, each emotional response is amplified. Robyn and Christine stand side by side in their search for truth, but intensely conscious of the trials that wait ahead. Kody sits in the middle of them, the weight of his actions bearing down like a clamshell. And just when it seems the storm has passed, the final document is revealed, and it will change everything. A locked envelope, not before revealed, is given to the judge. Within are papers that can redefine family finances, impact custody, and forever change public perception. Robyn clenches her lip, Christine's eyes blaze with resolve, and Kody breathes deeply, preparing for the backlash. The judge orders a momentary recess, so all can compose themselves. Flashes of cameras light up the air as the family files out of the courtroom, each member absorbed in themselves. The tension is palpable, the promise of the final revelation hanging like a storm cloud. Tune in, for the last session will reveal the ultimate secrets and have stunning repercussions. The sun goes down behind the courthouse, and long shadows fall across the steps. Alliances are broken, trust destroyed, and secrets revealed. Robyn and Christine share one last look, unspoken, fraught with emotion, a quiet understanding that the fight is far from finished. Kody lingers behind, introspective, strained, and acutely aware that the fallout of what he has done is inevitable. The seventh section ends in a cliffhanger drama. The envelope is still sealed, containing secrets that could forever transform the family's dynamics, finances, and reputation. Section 8. The final curtain and emotional payoff awaits. The final showdown is imminent, and the secrets will leave everyone speechless. The courthouse is quieter than sessions past, yet still brims with anticipation. Cameras are well placed, catching every emotion that is to be revealed. Robyn and Christine approach the courtroom, determined, their footsteps deliberate, their faces tense but firm. Kody trails behind, his stance stiff, the weight of previous sessions clear in each movement. Today is the day when all the secrets will be revealed at last, the ultimate showdown that will redefine the family forever. The judge brings the court to order. Silence fills the room, punctuated only by the rustle of papers and the occasional whisper of witnesses. The time has come to open the sealed envelope, the last documents that promise to reveal financial secrets, ulterior motives, and possibly even truths that can forever change relationships and custody arrangements. Prepare yourself. The revelations contained in this envelope will shock even the most loyal viewers. The judge slowly opens the envelope, pulling out the first set of papers. Gasps circulate through the courtroom, as accounts and letters expose that Kody had truly been manipulating the flow of finances in favor of some family members at the expense of others. The papers expose tendencies of secrecy, manipulation, and bias that verify the beliefs Robyn and Christine have held for long. Robyn's hands shake as she reads the documents, her face etched with anger, hurt, and vindication. Christine leans forward, her eyes narrowing, lips pursed tight, drinking in every detail. Kody sits stiffly, realization dawning on him that the well-maintained illusion of control has totally fallen apart. Hold your breath, the next revelation will leave everyone stunned. The second batch of documents exposes even more incendiary information, audio tapes, video footage, and email threads that document private discussions in which Kody directed some of the family members to mislead people and set the wives against each other. The courtroom goes silent. When the recordings begin, Kody's own voice, measured but commanding, instructing, directing, and controlling, rings through the courtroom. Robyn gasps, holding on to the table edge, tears running down her face. Christine's face sets, a blend of rage and vindication cutting across her features. Kody backs away from the table, the burden of irrefutable evidence bearing down on him. Every observer can sense the tension, mesmerized by raw feeling and disclosure. And just when you believe the storm has finally reached its climax, the ultimate truth changes everything. Christine stands up first, her voice steady. I suffered manipulation for too long, faking it was okay while being lied to ends today. Robyn stands up next, shaking but resolute. I believe this family. I kept silent for too long. Now the truth has to be told. The attorneys start finalizing their questioning, presenting each document with care and demonstrating how Kody's actions affected both Robyn and Christine emotionally, financially, and socially. The courtroom is charged, every player caught up in the maelstrom of revelation. The courtroom is about to witness a moment that will change this family forever. A surprise witness walks in, a former family employee who had witnessed Kody's manipulations over the years but had not yet testified. Their testimony blows the case wide open. They tell of closed-door meetings, backroom discussions, and things done by Kody to control both wives and hold on to the household and the finances. Robyn clutches the table's edge, her body taut with feeling. Christine leans in, drinking in every word. Kody's hands flutter about a fraction of an inch apart, composure lost. The courtroom is charged, an electric feel to it with confrontation, revelation, and emotional intensity. You won't believe the shocking revelation that follows. It changes everything. The proof piles up: financial statements, personal letters, and affidavit, all indicating a systemic pattern of favoritism and secrecy brought about by Kody. Robyn and Christine speak to him directly, their voices rising together, laced with pain, frustration, and resolve. Robyn says, voice trembling, intentions don't erase the damage. The lies, the manipulation, the favoritism, it's real, and it's hurt us deeply. Christine adds, her tone sharp and unwavering, we've uncovered the truth. There's no turning back. The consequences of these actions are clear and undeniable. Kody finally breaks his silence, and he does so in a somewhat strangled tone. I didn't know the extent of what I was doing. I thought I could do it all, but now I see how much harm I've done. His words linger in the courtroom, weighed down by regret and anticipation. The final repercussions are going to be revealed, and they will astound everyone in the room. The judge peruses the papers, testimony, and evidence, meticulously detailing the consequences for Kody, Robyn, and Christine. Financial redistribution, household chores, and custody issues are decided upon. Each decision ripples through emotion in the courtroom. Glances pass between Robyn and Christine, a combination of relief, acknowledgement, and underlying tension. Kody quietly sits in observation, relishing the realization of the situation he is now in. The emotional thrust increases as every decree is read out. The audience and the jurors, too, are mesmerized as they see the culmination of weeks of conflict, secrecy, and confrontation. Every emotion, shock, anger, relief, and vindication, is on show, recorded in the moment. The fallout is more intense than anyone expected, and the family dynamic will never be the same. Robyn stands at last, her face wet with tears, but her stance firm. I have held my silence long enough. The truth has been spoken, and now we proceed with accountability. Christine also stands, her voice unshakable. I lived with manipulation, deception, and favoritism long enough. Today justice and truth triumph. Slowly Kody breathes in, accepting reality. His calm is tenuous, but beneath lies a suppressed acceptance that the tempest his actions began is now fully exposed. The courtroom becomes suspended in an uneasy silence, as ramifications are officially announced, the culmination of the long drawn-out emotional and legal struggle. The ultimate confrontation has ended, but the impact will last a lifetime. The last few moments are poignant. Robyn and Christine exchange a fleeting, knowing look, an unspoken recognition of their mutual strength and stamina to withstand the truth. Kody sits in silence, reflective, sensing the complete ramifications of his action. The judge brings the session to a close, allowing the family to grapple with the consequences and reconnect their relationships in the shadow of truths painfully acquired. The dust has settled, but the emotional wounds and revelations will last an eternity. Reporters fight for last words as the family leaves the courtroom. Robyn quietly addresses the media. The truth is important. Accountability is important. And now we have both. Christine agrees, nodding. It's time to move forward, knowing the manipulations and lies have been brought to light. Kody stands quietly, his mind preoccupied, well aware of the irreparable damage. The evening sun bathes the courthouse steps. Coalitions have changed. Trust is slowly being restored with care, and the public at last knows the secrets long concealed. The family has survived the toughest confrontation of their lives. The human cost is reflected in every face, yet the outcome brings at least some measure of closure. And now, after weeks of suspense, betrayal, and discovery, the family is confronted with a new chapter, one that will never be the same. The tale ends with an enduring afterthought. Secrets were uncovered, accountability demanded, and punishments rendered, but the family journey goes on. Lessons have been acquired, connections tried, and realities exposed. Robyn and Christine, having weathered the tempest side by side, are stronger and more determined. Kody, presented with the sheer magnitude of his deed, must confront. What would you do if faced with such betrayal and manipulation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your opinion.